Boom. Good evening and happy new year to everybody. Welcome to GrowedUpGeek Gaming. I'm your host and Dungeon Master, Manny. Welcome to our first stream of 2022. We took some time off for the holidays, a little bit of tinkering with the show, which we'll get to in a second. And yeah, now we're back. We're very excited to be back. I missed these guys. A couple of us even hung out last week just because we couldn't play, which was awesome. We'll do all the usual stuff. We'll meet the new characters. We'll get to that in a second. We'll do a recap of everything thus far, essentially from the beginning of the campaign to get everybody caught up after the break. And then, yeah, we'll get right into our episode. Before we get to all the fun stuff, real quick, just a little thing from us here. So there's going to be some changes to this show. We are minus the castmate who had to take time to focus on things more important than a Dungeons & Dragons game. He is our friend. We love him and we support him in everything he does. We are going to miss him. Second of all, in every gaming table with a group that plays together long enough, you are eventually going to have a group that just doesn't kind of work together. The DM most likely didn't do his full explanation during session 0, didn't kind of keep things in order, and characters just don't work. When it's your home game, you guys just show up next week, everybody plays the new characters, and everything goes on. We're a stream show, so we have a little bit of an extra layer to that, so as a result, we are not going to retcon anything prior to this episode. Everything, episodes 1 through 4, is canon as far as the show goes. We are not going to come up with a cool narrative reason for why there are 2 new characters. They just are, and that's just the way it's going to be. Like I said, if this is your home game, it wouldn't be a big deal. We're a stream show, a little bit more so for that. And yeah, if things don't work at your table, absolutely get together, talk about it, be about each other's fun, fix your problems, and go on having a great time playing Dungeons & Dragons. That's what we did. We advise anybody who would ask us, that's what we would do as well. So, with that being said, let us get back to all the fun stuff. Let us meet our amazing cast back from a long winter's rest. Some of us more than others. Some of us were in Mexico. Let's meet our players. Freezing currently. I don't know. Is it cold where you are? Is it cold?
Kind of. Not that bad.
Okay. I mean, it's not bad for Canada. All right.
We're like warm Canada.
I mean, yeah, you're Florida of Canada.
Yeah.
So,
I guess.
Well, this is the best analog I have. I don't know. All right. Yeah, our foreign correspondent joining us from, warm Canada, debuting one of our new characters today. Dustin, go ahead and tell us about Rel.
Yeah, I'm playing Rel. He is a human. He's sort of like an inspector. He's very sophisticated looking. He wears sort of like a bowler hat and a trench coat. He likes to, read people and investigate things. And he's sort of working on a little private sort of, he works as like a private dick. So he's sort of got his mysteries that he's trying to solve. Yeah.
Always on the case. Word. Let us meet with our piece of continuity. Landon, tell us about Kai.
His name is Caesarius Kymander Lyris. He is a gnome he's a gnome wizard, sorry. I was trying to think of the sub-race, but he's basically just like an Eberron gnome, and he plays a wizard. He's very much, if you all remember, he's very much kind of against the monarchy. Not so much that he's willing to attack them or anything like that, but he's constantly he's not happy with it in the sense that he's he'll follow orders and everything, but he kind of blames the monarchy and the rich merchants for many of the problems that plague the lands, especially the last war and everything.
Power to
So
the people.
that's kind. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so complicated. We're about to meet some more royalty today. And let us finish up with our Midwest correspondent. What's the weather there today?
It's cold as balls,
Ugh.
as it has been.
Ugh.
And maybe not to the people around here, but to me as a transplant, I'm freezing.
It is 40 degrees currently. Right now it's 7:28 in South Carolina. So
I don't even know if it got up to 40 during the day today.
yeah, hard pass. Tenta, tell us about your new character.
I'm Tenta, and I'm now playing Masaow. Masaow is a human that is basically a warlock beholden to a long dead, a long forgotten undead god, and his motivations to be in the Brelish military was not necessarily to do the bidding of his masters, but to catch up with these two guys who he believes are basically like the prophets of the return of his god. So keeping these two protected is his number one goal. And
I love you guys.
Masaow-
Or Sky Daddy's gonna be bad.
yeah, so enjoy the exploits of Masaow.
Awesome. Awesome. So that is our amazing cast. I missed you guys. I'm glad we're back. Once again, I'm Manny at GrowedUpGeek on your social media, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. New videos back to Mondays and Tuesdays now that we're doing shows again after almost a month off. All right, and then tonight we present episode 5 into our Meeting the Mourning. In our previous 4 episodes, we'll try to do this quickly, the party was inducted into the Brelish military and eventually promoted to King's Dark Lanterns, which have a kind of dual purpose as both Navy SEAL high specialist combatants as well as part ambassadors and emissaries of the king. In the course of that, they have been sent in their first kind of official mission to fetch the Crown Prince of Breland on the orders of his father, the king, who has been suspiciously absent during, count 'em, 2 familial assassination attempts. The first on the princess, where the party was guarding her in her trip back from Thrain. And the second was during a royal wedding, which killed the heir to House Madani, a dragon-marked house very closely aligned with Breland, and a member of House Cannith, actually the head of House Cannith in Breland. But all of the royal family escaped unharmed, and the missing crown prince during assassination attempts on the family looks suspicious. So the king has sent his newest Dark Lanterns to fetch him. He is currently in New Seer, meeting with Prince Orgev, the prince of Seer. And on this day that this party arrives at camp, they are on the anniversary of the Mourning, the cataclysmic event that completely ridded the planet of Sire and its people. The prince now lives in exile in what is essentially a refugee camp. The party made their way through a safe house in a nearby city, teleportation circle, to just outside the camp. And with that, we will pick up with the party walking down the road, having gone through the teleportation circle. It looks like a large tent city as you kind of go up and down on the hills. You can see how vast and far it spreads. Rumor has it that it is about 14 to 15,000 people who live in essentially a refugee camp, not only of people who were displaced from Seer during the Mourning, but also people who kind of made their way back in this desire to be amongst their kind, their kin, their what? Your co-nationalists? Somebody from the same country as you as what? countrymen.
Countrymen, there you go.
Jesus. God, been a while. Amongst their countrymen, and some of them live humbly or as best they can. The dragon marked houses have all set up nice tents. You can see their kind of flags fluttering amongst the larger, kind of more permanent structures as opposed to just canvas tents. And as you make your way down the road, it seems very obvious the royal section of the camp. It is heavily guarded by soldiers, watchtowers, armed with archers, kind of jagged fences to kind of keep people from kind of wandering into the camp. And as you make your way down the road, you see a grand total of 18 Syrian soldiers and 2 major tents, as well as 8 kind of smaller ones that would look like 2-man tents, but 2 exceptionally large ones kind of littered about the center of the camp. And as you make your way up the road, what would you like to do?
Set fire to the tents.
Obviously. Smash and grab.
Has anyone noticed us or approaching us?
In the watchtowers, they have. This road it's traveled on. It's not really cordoned off, but it definitely gives you the vibe that, for the most part, you're not you personally, but people in general aren't supposed to come here without purpose. Nobody stopped you, but they have taken notice of you as you're kind of an odd sight on the road.
Okay. I will just continue towards the front entrance and approach whoever is there.
Your character's name is Rel, right?
Rel.
Masaow will look over to you and stare past you when he's talking to you. No, don't worry, Herald Rel. I will do the talking for us. My God will keep us safe.
We'll see. I'm pretty good at talking.
No promises.
One eye kind of wanders while he's talking to you.
Ooh. Yeah. Well, I'm closer associated with these people. Maybe I'll do some of the talking, and we'll see how things go.
Just know that I will always have your back. Masaow will always be your friend.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over here.
Hey man, let me go ahead. Whatever you do, shut up. Don't be weird.
Can't help that.
Holy smokes.
Now the gnome's giant. That's it. This is
The
what
giant gnome.
I can't say large.
If you won't let me burn the tents down, I'll stamp them down. Kai Smash. As you make your way up, you notice the guards in the guard tower get a little more tense in their posture, getting a little better grip of the bows. Nothing taking too aggressive of a stance. Somebody points anything at you.
Can I look at these fellows and see who appears to be most cordial?
I'll say,
like genuinely friendly?
Or just the least not friendly.
Okay. Give me an insight check, and we'll do it for the ones basically standing right there. 14,
Yeah.
15,
These
16.
guys that are in the front, yeah. 17.
Ooh. As you walked up, one of them seemed to be telling a joke to the other two who didn't seem like they wanted to be bothered.
Oh boy, poor guy.
16 was really proud of this joke, and the other two didn't seem to be buying it. They seemed a little too stern and a little too serious.
Did I hear the joke?
Just the punchline.
What was the punchline?
like it kind of trailed off, and he was like, nearly killed him. Ah! Like laughing, slapping his hands, and the other guy's just like, God, Bill, shut up, man.
I'll approach him.
Fair enough.
I'll approach him. Oh, that was a pretty good one. Yeah.
See, this guy gets it.
Nah, I get it. I get it.
Can I help? Can I help
I'm
you?
not laughing, but I'm kind of smiling. I mean, I didn't really hear the joke, but I don't mean to be rude and interrupt, but me and my companions here. We're here to speak with the prince, right? That's the prince, right?
Yep. That is why we're.
On who's is anybody wearing their medallion or their pin?
No.
No.
Not this guy.
Yeah, Kai isn't showing it
Okay.
unless he needs to.
I mean, it's also like kind of down low. They really gotta kind of. Oh, there he goes.
Yeah.
Prince Orgev, you'll understand, is busy on today. I don't know if you're familiar, but this is kind of a big day for us. He's receiving well wishers and mourners currently. And who is this on behalf of?
Well, my name is Rel Kadam, and I'm sort of like a private eye, if you will, an investigator.
Okay.
Well, I do know of. I have some friends who are from Seer, and I'm familiar with the difficulties of a day like today. But there was unfortunately some. How long has it been since the wedding? How long did it take to get here?
This is
Like a week, right?
Hold on.
It was like a
I
train
did the
ride or
math.
something.
Hold on.
no,
So
it was a
12,
couple of days because
18.
we teleported.
It's. I think it was less than a. It was
No,
less
because
than
we
a
had
day.
to take a train to.
Less than a day, and then you looked around the city, and then you slept overnight.
So like 2 days.
It's been 8 days since the campaign started.
Right.
Since,
but
yeah.
I'm more specific about the events that happened at the castle.
Yeah, I think it was like 2 days.
At the
ago.
wedding, probably
Okay.
like a day or two ago.
Okay. Well, I'm sort of investigating. I've been hired to investigate I don't know if you've heard, but there was some misfortunate things that happened at the castle a couple of days ago, and the prince wasn't there, so I'm sent to check in on him and make sure that he returns home so that he is safe and reports back to his family.
He kind of everything seemingly clicks in his head. He understands how you're alluding to. And he kind of turns and looks towards this one large tent around the clearing. Yeah, and they kind of look at each other. Don't tell anybody this, but it seems weird that he's here dealing with an uprising, and there's a second attempt on his family's life, and the king Bornell sent you.
Who's that? That's
king.
the king of the country,
Yeah.
right? I mean, not directly. We don't work for the king directly. Like I've never met the guy. I've never talked to him, but I have been hired to make sure that the prince returns home.
Yeah, we support and we appreciate that Bornell allows us to live here, and our lives are hard enough. We don't have a home, and the men, and he kind of looks around. the men don't like him here with everything going on. It's, how do you say, not a good look.
Can I, while he's talking about this, can I peer at the other guys? Do they seem to be in agreement, or?
Give me an insight.
23.
They are almost like what you'd see in the old movies. Yeah, like that kind of thing. And they're all
Screw that guy.
They're all kind of looking around, and the some on the other side of the road to the main camp, you can see them starting to hear, and every single one of them is constantly turning around to look at this one tent. But they all seem to kind of nod.
Okay.
Some very forcefully, others subtly.
Yeah. Well, then I suppose this will be a little bit convenient for you, since our intention is to return him home. So, if it would be possible for us to talk to him, and hopefully we can resolve this matter.
Yes, of course. Go ahead. And he turns around and he points to this really large tent with the Syrian flag hanging from a pole in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Just go up to that tent and wait for you. Wait to be announced.
Is it all right if my companions come with me?
They kind of look. Everybody. Any of you have any kind of identification?
Identification.
I do.
Oh, do we have like?
You have a badge.
Well,
like
I'm gonna pull
like
out. I'm gonna pull out like. Maybe with a little bit too much gusto, a sort of privatized, sort of like handmade badge, and be like whip it out, kind of, be like, ha, and it'll just kind of have like a metal badge, and it'll just say like, Private Inspector Rel Kadam.
Looks at it.
It looks official, but it doesn't actually mean anything. It's just something I've made for myself.
I got it with breakfast.
Because I'm like, yeah, it could mean something one day, so and I kind of flap it out.
As you do so, they all kind of peer in. The three nearby kind of peer in and look at it and kind of look at each other and
very official looking.
Give a little shrug.
Just a little piece of paper.
All right, you two, you're with Mr. Investigator here?
Yeah, these are my associates, companions, if you will. They travel with me to most places.
As you're walking, would they be able to see anything that clearly looks like a weapon? Rel, is yours on like a hip or like in your coat?
Mine, they wouldn't see mine.
Okay.
I just look like a guy in a trench coat.
I mean, I have a spell book, so
my weapons are tucked away. So I am, without being like patted down, I would at most somebody might assume I have a knife or something on me. It is a fantasy.
Nothing
world,
clearly
so
displayed, like no sword.
Nothing clearly displayed. I don't have any like large gun or weapon or sword or bow and arrow or anything.
I have my staff with me.
You're an old man, walking staff.
Yeah, anything threatening about it?
I mean, it
spinning blades, anything?
Black handle on it. It just looks weird.
Okay. I don't think they're racist. I don't think that's a problem. And then
ageist.
Kai would be fine with them grabbing a spell book if needed. He won't be like happy with it, but like if they ask for
no. This is just
yeah, they're just gonna give kind of a cursory glance.
He's my ledgerist. He takes notes during my investigations.
So all you got's a little gnome-sized spell book.
I mean, if I must be honest, I do have, and I'll like pull out like a scabbard, and it has like a short dagger in it, that's like yay big. And just I mean, I have to defend myself on occasion, but that's not my main purpose. That's, of course. But if you need it, I can give it to you.
No. I just, we want the prince out of here. that badge looked pretty official. So I want to make sure this isn't some kind of ruse or clever attempt to deceive.
Of course, you've got to do your job. I
Sure.
totally understand.
All right.
Take your spell books, because I have one too.
We're not scared of reading.
My hand.
All right. And they kind of point. You see them point to the tent that, as they kind of got loud about wanting Burton out of there. It's the one tent they all kept looking at. Points to it. Just go to the door. It's well guarded. I believe the prince is seeing somebody at the moment. Just wait outside and wait to be announced.
Can I ask a random question? What's the Syrian flag look like?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I'm putting you on the spot there.
I was like, the Brailish one has a bear on it. I know that one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I guess I'll walk like, I don't know, here-ish.
Okay.
Like, can I look into the tents?
Sure.
I'm gonna have my companions come with me. Oh,
I'll put you just where, like, they'll stop you right there, just in front of the door, as you make your way into the camp. Everybody seems sullen. A lot of just kind of hunched over postures sitting around the fire. A couple of people appear to be praying or reading something and kind of mouthing the words as you go. Almost silent, except for the faint sound of an oddly beautiful female voice coming from the major tent, or the large tent. Can't really hear it, just kind of going about. If you would like to try, you might be able to.
Is it like flaps, or is
Yeah.
it open?
No, it's two flaps.
Flaps.
Like formal flaps.
I guess, yeah. Can I just, like, I'm not gonna do anything overt, but can I just peer in and see what I can see?
They
Or
won't let you.
hear.
As you kind of even just kind of
No,
shift away.
I don't want to move. Just from where I'm standing.
Through like the seam in the flaps, it's two flaps to, like in the middle of the kind of thing. You see like a nice wooden desk. Somebody sitting there. You don't believe it's the source of the voice. The voice sounds like it's coming from just inside the tent, the female voice. But that's really all you see, is just kind of a figure silhouette, kind of obscured by the flaps as they move. But a desk, some feet up on it, and then the female voice seeming to come from just inside.
Can I get a sense of a tone? Like, are they angry?
Oh no,
are they
definitely,
happy?
definitely not. Definitely not angry.
Not angry. It's just casual
Sounds
conversation.
like a conversation. One-sided one. You haven't heard a voice other than the female voice speak.
Well, I wait patiently.
Okay.
In an impatient manner. No, just...
As you
Just
stand there, the guards kind of look at you, look over your shoulder, and they see the guys kind of down by the gate, saying that you're cool. And the voice just continues on and on and on. You still don't hear anybody else speak. And after a couple of minutes, you hear some kind of shuffling, people getting up. The two guards flanking the door, kind of try to push you aside for a second. I'm just going to move you right over here real quick. And from out of the tent emerges a beautiful redheaded woman.
Vampire, don't trust her. Who the fuck is she?
Just no soul. Dressed very well with a symbol. You'll see it in the owlbear. She has that as a medallion around her neck.
Does it mean anything to me to like have What is that?
It's a
Or is
sigil,
it
a
just
symbol.
pretty? Okay.
It's something.
It's something, but I don't know.
It's worn with a reverence that it doesn't just seem like an abstract, piece of jewelry. She's dressed very well. She gives off an air of wealth.
I have knowledge of religion. Does that help me?
Go ahead and give me a religion check.
All right. 20.
You would notice it as the symbol of Tritherion, a god of liberation and kind of self-sufficiency.
I'll lean over to Kai and Rel and explain that to him. It's a lesser god.
Behind her, you're going to see two very tall, elves are typically lean, but as kind of bulky as a pro wrestler elf would look. Not massive, but nice, big, lean on that kind of lengthy frame. Coming out with gold tabards that you are almost positive you have seen before.
We've seen them before?
The tabards on the the kind of accompanying the two elves, bulky elves with her, are wearing a tabard of something you've seen before.
Is she an elf?
No, she's a human.
Okay. Do I remember where? I remember that.
This is where it's going to get dicey. Kai will absolutely remember it from. Everybody. You're going to recognize it from the wedding. It was the symbol of the dragon-marked house, Madani, who the groom of the wedding who did not make it.
Oh, he was the groom.
Yes.
Okay, maybe not related, but these people probably know who that person is.
I would have so.
The groom was the heir to a dragon-marked house. And so these are essentially the soldiers, if you will, of that dragon-marked house. Not a nation, they're more of a private kind of
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
And as they make their way past, she gives everybody a polite little nod. It's good to see so many people coming out to pay respects to the prince on this solemn day. He could really use people like you who appreciate what he's lost, and I'm glad that you're here. And she kind of strolls by, and just as she's about to leave, she kind of turns around real quick, pushes through the bodyguards, zero regard to them as people or anything. And you can hear her say to the prince, we should really get together. I should have you out to the estate. We were so close when we were young, and you stayed with my father, and we would like to have you back out there. But I must go. I must return. And plus, you have other well-wishers. And you can
How long ago was the mourning?
I have.
I keep forgetting if it was a short while ago or a really long while ago.
No, it was a short while ago. I have an Excel spreadsheet.
Okay. Like less than 100 years.
Way less than 100 years. It's like 5.
Okay.
It has been 5 years.
Okay.
5 years to the day.
Okay.
And she kind of steps through, and you can see Rel, the complete figure that you saw in your peaks. The boots match the kind of posture of a man, as the Countess and her bodyguards walk through the camp and you are now greeted at the opening of the tent
Disappear.
by a prince. They walked out. I just didn't feel like moving them.
I know, no, I just they vaporized.
We
They
out.
vanished into skinny air.
Dramatic.
The prince. Oh, how does he look? Does he look like he was annoyed by this conversation? Is he holding himself regally? What's the sitch?
He's trying to. Prince Orgev's about 27 years old. He is 27 years old.
Oh, okay.
So he's kind of young.
I thought he was younger, but
seems
that's still
a
young,
little-
but sure.
Maybe uncomfortable, or at least not used to these kinds of things. It's not an easy thing to kind of, I guess, represent, a terrible event to happen to your people. But he seems in good spirits. Can I help you, my lords? I'm sorry, I didn't know I had other visitors. What can I do for you?
Well, we're sort of here a little unannounced. That's okay. By the way, we offer our condolences and well wishes on this anniversary of such a tragic day.
Thank you.
We're here because there has been other tragic events that have happened recently, and a particular someone's father, a particular individual, would like his son to come home, and so we've been asked to, sort of be an emissary, a middleman to help him return home so that mourning can be done by the family.
As you talk, he kind of turns and looks inward at the tent, at this sandy blonde-haired, familiar visage. He looks very much like a young Bornell, but is nowhere near as physically imposing. He's the Wish.com version of the king. Sitting there in the corner, just absolutely plain, vanilla, and unimpressive, kind of hunched over. And you can see Orgev look at him. Come in. We have to talk. And he makes his way back behind his desk, and he offers the other three corners of the tent. Please, have a seat.
All right. Masaow will walk on in, and we are humbled to receive such courtesy from someone of your standing.
Yes. I'm a king without a country. I appreciate it. Just have this crown. I don't even get to call myself king. Where do I rule from? Somebody else's land. And
I understand.
he welcomes you in, and he sits at the desk. And you can see he looks at Burton almost with contempt.
With contempt.
I told you they were going to show up here. I don't need this. Your family is dropping like flies, Burton. Whether you had something to do with it or not, I don't know, and I don't care. They've come here because your father views you as essentially a fugitive. Important people are dead. Your sister was attacked. And you're off here on some made-up excuse because you want to play king. I am not allowed to physically do anything to you, Burton. You have not listened to reason, and I'm tired. I don't believe these men are here to be reasoned with. If you will not go with them, I will not stop them from doing what they have to do to get you out of my camp.
Can I observe Prince Burton?
Mm-hmm.
How does he look?
Scared?
Shy.
Scared. How old is Prince Burton?
About 25. Hold on. I know this one too.
Okay.
Might be in the same document.
Is he like...
Prince Burton.
Oh, if he's young and scared, we can finish this off right away.
He's 29. Prince Burton is 29.
29, okay. I mean, it's not that young. Is he, like... Does he have a weapon on him? Does he look trained in martial combat? Does he, like I'm just trying to get a feel for the guy. Is he more look like a politician?
I would assume he was still trained just because he's
Sure,
nobility.
but like you know the difference between like your war leader, king, military royalty, and your like speaking in parliament royalty.
Napoleon and then North Korea with all the medals. There's
Yeah,
this difference. He's wearing very fine armor that you would see the king in almost on a daily basis. It projects an image of strength. His looks especially polished. It looks almost ill-fitting, as if he was supposed to grow into it and never did. And then everything else about him just, like I said, is just, it screams unimpressive. For this to be the Crown Prince of Breland, just very average and middling, sitting kind of slumped over, head down, just short of, sticking his fingers in his ears and going la 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 as Orgev talks to him.
I'll handle this. Masaow will hand Kai his staff, and he'll walk right up to the prince.
Oh, jeez.
His eyes will turn black and worms will start coming out of his mouth.
What?
You will go with us. You will go with us. And then his eyes go back to normal. He stands back.
Excuse my companion. He gets a bit excited sometimes. Listen, it seems like we've come into some awkwardness here.
Orgev is going to interrupt you. Not to be trifled with, Burton. Your father is not messing around.
Prince Burton, if I may address you, I'm going to whip out my inspector's badge again and just be like, ha! Inspector Rel Kadam. And I'll put it away.
Too long.
We've been assigned to investigate the crimes that happened at the royal castle, and for the protection of the people here as well as yourself, it would be most prudent to bring you to a more secure location for the time being. With that in mind, I think it would be best for you to come with us so that we can protect you until we get you to such a location.
Did my father send you?
No. I don't answer to your father, but I'm probably under the orders of somebody who does work for your father. So, in a sense, yes. I'm not here directly through your father's commands.
Are you King's Swords, Dark Lanterns? Dark Lanterns, that's it.
Kind
of looks.
Yeah.
I'm sort of a contractor. I kind of working with Relish military, but I'm not part of the military, if you will.
Corian and Torfin sent you, didn't they?
Oh, wait. What did he say?
Corian, the royal advisor, the
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 person
t-
who was protecting the prince
the
during
tutor.
the attack. Yeah.
Oh, him. Oh,
And then Torfin's your little crazy
he.
flame mistress,
Oh, right,
commanding officer.
I like her very much.
Right.
She's great.
She's dedicated.
The tutor did ask us to fetch you. Or we did have some dealings with him. We helped protect. What's the young prince's name?
Cord?
Yeah, we protected Prince Cord with him.
Prince Cord.
During the attack.
Yes, we protected, and we will keep protecting. But you must come. You must go.
I didn't have anything to do with that, you know. I just
I
didn't want to
I
be
genuinely
around.
don't think you did. I don't think there's any evidence that points that you did. But again, to alleviate some of people's concerns, it would make the most sense for you to return home so that these matters can be addressed in a more suitable environment.
Orgev pipes up. Burton, this is probably the best deal you're going to get. They're asking. The next time, they are going to command me to turn you over. Prince or not, this is not my land. I do not rule here. As much as I would like to tell your father to get fucked, I can't. If you do not go with these men willingly, the next group that they send will be worse than Mr. Wormmouth here. I can assure you.
He's
Yes, you will have
probably not wrong.
years, many years of nightmares, waking nightmares.
Listen to them, Burton. Go with these men. Gets up. You need to tell my father I had nothing to do with the wedding. I would never do anything to harm Brayland, and I absolutely would not do anything to jeopardize my family. I admit, doesn't look good. I didn't want to be around for an entire royal wedding hearing the whispers about how I'll never be my father. I didn't want to deal with that. I hate weddings. And then just to constantly be looked down upon while everybody compares me to my father. Not my father. Are you yours?
I have never.
Listen, Prince Zuko. I mean, Prince Bertrand. I can definitely relay that information. Again, from what information I've gleaned from the attack on the castle, on the wedding specifically, there is no evidence that you were involved. I don't think anyone actually assumes you were, but it doesn't look good. So it would behoove you to return home so that you can address this.
Or again, listen to them.
If somebody is targeting the royalty, it would make sense to, one, put yourself in a more protected situation, and two, potentially remove yourself from being a threat to the people in this area. You know, if those people came and attacked here, they might harm others in this area, and that wouldn't be good for, you know, this sort of Syrian, Brelish, relations.
Yes.
He sighs, stands up, kind of straightens his breastplate and kind of gets his shit together. And just for like a brief second, it actually kind of gives you the vibe of a prince. Like for like just like the quickest second. He looked the part, armor's all nice, stood up kind of tall. Your Highness,
You forgot to put your pants on.
Oh shit!
You almost.
I was expecting
looked
it.
the part.
I was expecting it. They fall down as he stands up.
Yeah, you forgot your belt, sir. Oh,
I just got done eating. It's big meal. He stands up and in this kind of official kind of voice, Your Highness, I appreciate your courtesy during this time. I hope that I provided you a service during the time of this uprising. And with your permission, I will leave you to your countrymen on this solemn day, and I will return to my father with your condolences of the wedding and everything, as well as your pledge of loyalty. Orgev just kind of rolls his eyes. I will not pledge such a thing, but my condolences, yes. And my hospitality is always available to you, Your Highness. And they kind of do a very formal mutual bow to each other, probably adhering to all standards of royal etiquette. If this is the last time you see me, know that I was killed by my father. And he stands up and throws his shoulders back and kind of looks the part and gets ready to go. Very well. Has my father sent an airship? How are we to travel?
Oh, we have to walk a little ways, but we have transportation established. It'll be expedient. I wouldn't worry.
Very well.
Magic.
Lead on.
Thank you for your time, Prince Orgev, right? Orgev. And I'll do like a, I don't know, a sort of respectable bow that would be appropriate, I suppose. Some sort of like, maybe I'll flourish my trench coat a little bit.
Masaow, like a deep curtsy bow, like.
Instead of saying goodbye, I will say one thing real quick, Prince Orgev. I have a question, if you wouldn't mind answering me.
Did you murder?
Yes.
No.
Anything. You are doing me a great, I don't want to say kindness, but you've assisted me greatly. What can I do for you?
He talks bad about the prince. Do I get the sense that they really hate each other?
Just probably feels taken advantage of. He's the prince. He can't kick him out. It's his country. So he just kind of like rolled in there and was like, "What's up, motherfucker?" and sat on his couch for like God knows how long.
Okay, fair enough.
We've all had friends like that.
Kai is going to say, so I have no suspicions of you, but given the atrocities that happened against our kingdom during the last war, I would think that one of the people that we're investigating may have tried to contact you at some point. Do you have any information or have been attempted to be contacted by an entity that goes by the Red Owl?
The Red Owl has contacted me, much like I imagine they have contacted every powerful figure in Brayland. Assist me, knock over the monarchy, flourish in their new world. It's an obvious sell. I am a king without a country, And I certainly would not assume to tell another wearer of a crown what to do in their own land. And as such, I refused my support. And you have my word as a Syrian on this solemn day that I will provide no assistance to this Red Owl. And I only fear that in the crackdown that will be coming from His Majesty, that innocent Syrians will be caught up, unfortunately.
Yes, I hear that as well. However, if the Red Owl, if you wouldn't mind, if the Red Owl does contact you, it would be very beneficial if we could make contact with the Red Owl. What the Red Owl is doing, I believe, will plunge the nations back into a war. And given the chaos it would create, I believe the Red Owl plans on gaining power through that chaos by initiating another last war, if you will. So I believe it's very urgent that we find this Red Owl. But that is all I had to say. I appreciate your time.
I do not believe I will hear from the Red Owl again. I was pretty definitive in my refusal, and I agree with you that should the Red Owl reach out again, that I would do more than entertain their thoughts. But in order for this to work, I need to know. You're not investigators, are you?
No. Well, he is.
I mean,
he's gonna point it.
I'm a private eye, a detective, if you will.
And he's gonna look kind of down, look
Sort
at
of a private business.
look at Masaow, kind of. You are Dark Lanterns, aren't you?
You ain't cops, are you?
You gotta tell me if you are.
That is not true.
Just kind of looks you up and down. You are Dark Lanterns, aren't you?
Kyle will nod. Yes.
I require no more. Just
I'm not.
just some sort of official sanction. You've done me a great kindness. I probably would have traded the prince for a convincing ham sandwich at this point.
Very quickly, if by any chance you happen to have any of clues as to who that person was, how was the message relayed to you? Maybe, you know, he could.
He digs through his desk, kind of shuffles through some parchment, and comes up with it was a scroll that was rolled up and sealed with a piece of wax, since it has been broken and kind of uncurled a little bit, and he hands you the parchment. I believe all of the noble lords of Brayland most likely received this exact thing. It appeared from a courier. We gave them safe passage. They waited. I wrote my response. I gave it to the courier, and we have never seen or heard from them again. But I have no need of this, and if nothing else, it may appear incriminating for a foreign prince on a not his own soil to be holding a letter from a known terrorist. So I will gladly be rid of it as well. He just holds it out.
All right, I guess I'll take it and pocket it for now, and then I'll say, excellent. Well, like you said, it's very unlikely, but if you do hear anything else, I mean, I suppose it could be helpful if you could send that information our way, but fax it to my private note. Just send it to me through courier or something. I guess that's it. I wish you the best of regards on this day, and thank you for your time.
Very well. Thank you for the courtesy you've shown me, as well as the favor. I'm going to be honest. And as everybody kind of gets up to leave, Orgev finally feels important. You came all this way for him, and nobody talked to him, other than to kind of scold him. And he kind of gets ready to go. And just as you all kind of step out,
oh, you're getting the biggest spanking when you get home, mister.
Into the sunlight. You hear Orgev's voice one last time. Hey, Burton, if those shitty twin brothers ever come by here again, I will have them arrested, and I will deal with your father. Your twin brothers are assholes.
Wait, they're twins?
And Burton just kind of nods, and as if he'd just been told the sky was blue. This is not new information or a controversial opinion about his twin brothers. And kind of looks at you very well. Take me either to my father or to my grave. I leave the choice in your hands.
Okie dokie, off we go.
Okay. Make your way
Mush,
back.
mush.
Make your way back.
Yeah.
On the way to the cemetery.
While we're
Pick up a
walking
shovel.
back,
Hey, bro, you're gonna need this.
while we're walking back, I just want to keep my eyes out for anyone that might be following us or tailing us or something like that, trying to see where we're going. If I don't see anyone or feel any foreboding, then I will lead the group back to our tent with the teleportation circle.
Connie will hand the staff back that you saw. This fine.
Here you go, buddy. It's very unwieldy for me to carry.
I like the words. I thought it had great effect.
Yeah. I tried to creep him out. I mean, once you get creeped out, you kind of just go with the flow. So it stops,
As
Fair enough.
you make your way out through the camp, all of the guards seem very interested as you're taking away the person that they were really glad to see be gone. Everybody's, oh man, he's really leaving. All right. Blah, blah, blah. And as you make your way out of the camp, the kind of front line of the guard seems to expand outwardly as you get further away, as if unsure if you are really finally taking this guy away from them. And after a couple minutes, this relatively kind of, less traveled road, given that the Prince's tent is on it, you don't see anybody other than the tops of the guards in the guard towers by the royal part of the camp, but other than that, doesn't seem like anybody's following you or anything.
All right.
Okay.
And I'll lead him back to our teleportation circle, and I'll say, yes, if you just step on this, you'll be teleported to our temporary safe house.
Okay. And as you want him to go first?
No, I'll go first.
Okay.
And I'll be like, just like this, and then I'll demonstrate by standing on the circle.
Rel steps through, and in that last moment between his physical presence as it's slowly magically transported to the other side of the teleportation circle, in that last little glimpse before he fades and is completely relocated to the new spot, a slight kind of sense of a surprised expression crosses Rel's face, and just for that split second before he's gone. And it's now Kai and Masaow and the prince.
Combat roll.
Harold Kai, you saw the surprise. Your life is important. You must stay here and let Masaow go first. So Masao's gonna walk over to it and close his eyes and step into the circle.
Okay. Same thing as the process kind of goes. It's just a couple of seconds. In that last glimpse before you were completely gone, what was I going to say for you? You also have a surprised look as you realize essentially where you've been teleported to. Almost a, hey, wait a second, kind of a thing. And then, gone. It is now Kai and the prince. You're not making him go, right? You can't go before him. All right, bro, you follow me.
Yeah, Kai is going to say, well, for better or worse, you must go on now.
Okay. And as he stands there and you get the last couple glimpses before he relocates, you see a very slumped set of shoulders and a sigh before he vanishes out of sight.
That will actually give Kai a little bit of a peace of mind, because he seemed like it was just like a, oh no, I'm getting grounded kind of look. So Kai is just going to step through.
Kai, as you step through, you find yourself in the presence of Prince Burton, Rel, Masaow, but not back at the safe house. You have been transported to the castle and the king's office with His Majesty King Bornell behind the desk. So it's Bornell, the prince, and you three. The result of your teleportation has brought you directly into the king's office. And as everybody kind of pops through, who went first? Rel, you went first?
Me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as Rel comes through first, the king did not appear startled. You did not barge in on him. He went exactly about his business, scribbling on some scrolls on his desk.
Ouch.
And as the rest of the party and Prince Burton fill in, but before the prince comes through, every time, Masaow shows up and he looks, goes back to writing. Did you get the prince or not? And then the prince shows up, and then very quickly followed by Kai. Very well. Well done. Dark Lanterns. Torfin is right to have her trust in you. Excuse me for a second. And you, my son, my eldest living son, heir to the throne, your sister could have been killed. Our alliances are in shambles, and you are off helping an uprising. And before Burton can speak, he raises his hands. Father, no. Retire to your apartment. Get with Corian. Get a bath, for God's sake. I must speak with the lanterns. But go. Burton slumps and he's back to that just unimpressive, deflated version of Borno. The resemblance is pretty stark, pretty spot on. But one of them is a big, mountain, impressive, booming voice, like Warrior King, big as shit. He's like 57. The other one is 29, just kind of meek and, like I said, a Wish.com version of the king. And Burton slumps back to that and kind of shuffles his feet as he leaves the office. Very well done. You didn't have to hurt him, did you?
No.
Okay.
Just scared him, which is better.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate your work in this. Torfin is very well placed to have faith in you. And while I wish to reward you with maybe a nice night, I have another objective that your nation and king need of you. As you may have heard, the heir to House Madani was set to marry my daughter, and he was murdered in my castle. House Madani and the Baron particularly, is one of my best friends in this entire world. We were closer than anything, and an alliance between a nation and a dragon-marked house that most other nations don't approve of. He kind of looks around, makes sure the door's closed. I question the Baron's loyalty. I am afraid somebody may have offered him the promise of a new life that will never be. And perhaps my oldest friend, in a moment of weakness, may be accepted to help this person. And perhaps it may not have worked out as he'd hoped. Reaches into his desk and he pulls out what looks like a chrome, like half sphere. I don't have anything that's half a ball. So it's flat on the bottom, but spherical on the top, and it's like shiny and almost chrome looking. I need one of you to take this.
Masaow will take it.
All right.
Puts it in his hand. I need you to travel to House Madani. I need you to plant that in the Baron's study so that we may monitor his meetings to be sure that he is a true and loyal ally to the crown and to our nation.
No problem, great king. It will be done. It will be done.
Very well. Plant this, come back, and meet with Torfin. She is currently looking into some aspects and leads we've developed from Sharn, but she is not in the castle currently. The mansion of House Madani, the physical house, is just a couple of blocks from the castle grounds. Can't miss it. I do not believe they will let you in willingly. The actual grounds of the dragon-marked houses are almost treated as sovereign territory. But you need to find the Baron's study and plant this in his desk, please.
Will be done.
Very well.
It will be done.
Do this and return to Torfin. And he kind of gives you that dismissive kind of king way that he's done talking, so you may go. And he just returns back to kind of signing papers and kind of flipping through things on his desk.
I'll head on out.
We go.
Okay.
When we get out into the hallway, I'll look over at Kai and Rel. This will be easy. This will be the easiest thing we've done as lanterns. The waves his hand in front of his face, and now he looks exactly like the redheaded girl that we had just seen. Masaow can be anybody. And he wipes his hand across his face again, and he looks just like the prince.
The countess, the pretty girl?
Yeah.
Okay. As you make your way out to the office or into the hallway, the guards also not startled by your suddenly appearing in the king's office without having to make your way past them. They kind of guide you out of the castle, and as you walk along the second story, like kind of courtyard area, off in the corner, like I said, just like the king told you, a couple blocks down, you can see the flag of House Madani waving above what appears to be a very large estate, just a couple of blocks away from the castle grounds.
Masaow has a plan. We'll see what the heralds think. We go into the estate and kidnap somebody. I take their place. No one knows. Masaow plants, we leave. What do you think?
I think that sounds like a good idea. However,
Yes.
if we kidnap them, it could potentially lead to issues. Perhaps it'd be better if we watched as people went in and out of the building. That way we would skip the potential of, causing any alarms.
You are superior in intelligence. I will do what the herald says.
Can I just I don't know, can I go around and if I don't know already, can I go around and just kind of ask to see if there's an area where members of that house go to drink, like a tavern or an inn that is frequented by them? By the way, what is their house?
House Madani.
What do they do?
The mark of they're the Inquisitors.
Inquisitors. Okay. Yeah.
Detection.
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 Okay.
Okay.
know their exact
Yeah.
mark.
Can I see if there's a place like that?
Give me a history check. In your time in the castle or in the city, have you ever kind of seen a bunch of guys in the kind of uniform?
I rolled a 5, but I might not know where one is. But can I just I don't know, ask around? I'm looking to potentially meet somebody for business, and I was wondering if there's a tavern they frequent where I could potentially get a contact. Yeah, just asking some, I don't know, people in the area, I guess.
You almost universally get the kind of same answer that the members of House Madani are a little too cautious and very much a keep things close to the vest kind of a group. They're very disciplined. So for the most part, people don't really know, and some of them kind of even almost dismiss it as probably not a thing, that they're probably more disciplined than to hang out in a large group together.
Masao's gonna be over watching the door, taking note of who comes in and out.
From the parapets before you descend down to go through the castle gates, you can see the house. I'll go ahead and throw it up here. Hopefully all the things are blacked out.
Maybe I could be a guard.
Just along the waterfront of this kind of pond in the middle of Rote sits a very large house, nice manicured garden, and outside, posted at all of the entry points, you see soldiers that look identical from this distance to the two escorts that were with the Countess. They're dressed the same way. They look to be elven. They all seem very in shape and a much kind of bigger physique for an elf, as they stand around, not militantly guarding it, but they're paying attention to what they're doing, as they all kind of just make their kind of stand sentry, essentially, at their posts.
Masaow could be one of them. I bet you I could walk all the way through and no one would know.
Yeah.
What say you?
I'm pretty good at sneaking, but
No need to sneak.
I don't think we'll just be allowed in.
You don't understand. And he wipes his hand in front of his face, and now he looks like a guard. Full uniform and everything. Helmet on. Now, I should go. Make the plan. Keep the Herald safe. You stay.
Okay. I think this is risky, but yeah, we could give it a try. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
Okay. No, we're gonna actually take our break right now.
Okay.
It is currently 8:44. We're gonna take about a 10-minute break right before the party tries to sneak their way into the mansion of a grieving man and a drive. Okay, hey man, look, bro, I'm dying to see how this turns out myself. So I'm not gonna lie. So it's 8:45. We're gonna take about a 10-minute break. We will be right back to see exactly how this is gonna go, because I'm dying to see it. Thanks for watching, everybody. This is our first stream of the year. We're glad to be back. We're glad to have you back. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Yeah, from here I can just about get all the way to the other corner of the house.
Okay, cool. All right, we are back. Thanks for sticking with us on the other side of our break. Right before we went to break, the party was tasked with infiltrating the mansion of House Madani, as the king no longer perhaps trusts his friend, the Baron, who is the house or the head of House Madani, whose son was just killed in the attack at the wedding. Masaow using what are you doing here to be all guard looking?
It's a disguise self at will ability.
Okay. All right. And how's that work? The perception check to see through it is your spell save DC?
Let me double check. Spells. Yeah. Disguise self. All right. Meow. Let's see.
It says investigation.
I can use my action to inspect my appearance and must succeed on an investigation check against my spell save DC.
Okay.
If they're prompted to look further.
And then it's the
room and everyone detects stranger, but
and it's the same thing with the minor illusion stuff. Like if the armor, for instance, if they like touch it, they can discern that it's not.
Yeah,
but
I'm underneath it.
All right, don't touch anybody is just basically rule number 1 for you, right? Like, don't get close enough to let them touch you.
Yeah, it's like when they put the mask on the old spy movies.
Okay.
Where somehow no one notices, but there's a lot of subterfuge.
Okay. All right. So, Masaow, using disguise self, walks up, appearing as one of the bodyguards. That's what you're using for your basis. The bodyguards from the Countess.
One of the plentiful guards walking around the courtyard.
Okay. They all, to somebody unfamiliar with elves, they would all appear almost identical. To somebody more discerning or potentially just not racist, while all appearing the same kind of height, build, hair length, hair color, they are all distinct people. They're not clones or anything. So which of the 6 guards on the outside did you decide to look like? Obviously not the ones by the door.
Yeah, which probably one of the ones doing the rounds as we were walking up.
Okay.
That way they won't be in the immediate proximity.
Okay.
And real quick, Kai is going to specifically tell Masaow. Masaow? It's Masaow, right?
Masaow, yeah.
He's going to say, here's the deal. If you do get caught, I will try to cause a distraction. Try to get to our location as soon as possible. And if you are on the 2nd floor when you get caught, assuming you get caught, jump out a window. I will make sure your landing is free of, serious harm. But I can only do it if you're on the southwest corner. I'm afraid I won't be able to catch up in time if you just jump out a window and you're on the other side of the house.
Fair. Masaow appreciates you protecting him, Harold.
All right, so set the scene. You're just gonna constantly stroll up,
put the blinders on, and go forward like I'm just conducting my rounds. Just whistle while you work.
Okay. Go ahead and move. Not like straight to like whatever, but probably little small increments just to kind of keep up with the inside of the house. Give me a performance check with advantage for the kind of, act like you belong kind of a thing.
Can I use deception?
Sure. Also, yeah,
right.
with advantage, you.
21.
Okay. So you confidently make your way up the walk to the main door of the house. The 2 guards kind of perk up, just probably a reflex. But beyond that, you stroll right on into the house, into a giant foyer. And in that foyer, it's longer than it is wide. 2 curving stairwells at the far end, and at the top of each one of the stairs there appears to be a guard, this time with a battle axe, where everybody else seems to have short swords.
Oh. Big choppers hanging out the deeper you get, huh? All right. Masaow will nod to them and continue his trick.
Okay. As you make your way into the foyer, you see a door to your left, immediately on the inside. What appears to be a hallway that splits into 2 directions, also on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side, it appears to be just kind of 2 cuts almost into the same hallway.
Okay. Do I have any idea where I'm headed, or should I start trying to look for locational clues?
You were told what? To find the Baron's study?
Yeah.
Okay. So no direction inside the house. Just find what you would use your judgment to believe to be the study of an aristocrat.
Interesting. All right, Masaow. Let's do this, bro. Masaow's gonna walk up to about here and poke his head in.
Okay. You see a hallway, nice black marble floors. It appears to kind of branch to your right, and then immediately to your left, you see another door.
All right, I'll go on in the hallway.
Okay.
And start heading this way.
All right. This seems to be, you see the wall start to curve. You imagine this to be the other side of the wall with the curved stairwell that leads to the second floor. As you make your way through, you will see first at the far end double glass doors that lead out to what appears to be a very nice courtyard. There's a pond, some trees, and then some doors kind of off from the courtyard.
All right. Under the assumption that people like a good view when they are... I'm going to start heading towards the outside here.
Okay. As you make your way to the glass doors, you see 4 sets of like steps that you would see like from a ground level up to like the interior of a house. 2 of them are on your right. 1 of them is in front of you. That too is a set of double glass doors that appears to walk out to the back porch of the house. Through the door you can see, you know, the grounds of the property. And then 1 set to your left.
All right. I will, I'll start heading towards the right here.
Okay. You see a door, a couple of steps up from the ground, a nice like mat to wipe your feet on, and the door is closed.
All right. I'll give it a jiggle on the handle.
It's locked. Yeah, it's locked.
Locked. Okay. Then I'll make my way over here to the other door.
Okay. As you look or open this door, this leads to a hallway. Same black marble floors as the other side of the house.
Okay. I'll head on through.
Okay.
Until I get to around this corner, then kind of peer around the corner.
All right. As you make your way down a narrow hallway, or at least turn to see a narrow hallway, there is 2 doors on your right-hand side and 1 on your left just before you get to the end of this corridor.
I'll stop at the door on my right and then jiggle the handle.
Okay. It opens, and a very well-lit room. You can hear music being played, and a very well-dressed nobleman in a green coat, a pin with the symbol that you've seen on all of the guards around the house, as well as the escorts to the countess. And he's sitting at a piano. All right, can I help you? What are you doing?
Pardon, my lord. Wrong door. And I'll bow really deeply and close the door.
And as you do you make like a step in? You open the door and you kind of like walk in, or do you just open the door?
I walked in.
Okay. As you walked in and he kind of blurted out at you, you see him kind of like trying to cover something. And as you leave, bowing, he, kind of politely dismisses you, if that's a thing, and seems to be hovering over something as you close the door.
I'm not sure. I didn't get a good look at it.
No.
I'll head down the hallway and try and get this door on my left here.
On your left, the one across from the office.
Yeah.
Okay. It is unlocked as well, and when you kind of step inside and look around, it appears to be a storeroom. Boxes of vegetables, kegs of beer or wine. Kind of the storage. The walls are stone. It's a little cooler in here than everywhere. This is, their equivalent of like the walk-in.
Ah, okay. I got no business in here. I don't think the dude's study would be under the basement or under the storage room. So I'll start walking back towards the way I came.
Okay.
Let's see here. This room that's gray next to me, is there an entrance to that nearby?
No. There are no doors like on this interior, like from the hallway.
Okay. Then I'll start heading out across the courtyard.
Over here is a nice little kind of secluded alcove. Very nice chairs where you would sit to kind of enjoy the garden.
All right. Judging this not to be the study, I'll continue on down towards this double door here.
Okay.
So I'll pop my head out of it.
Back in another black marbled hallway. The door you came through is the only one available, at least in your plain sight, but you can go north along the corridor or south.
I'm going to head this way.
Okay.
And then go ahead and try the door to my left. The smaller gray box.
Okay. You open it up. It appears to be a washroom. Large wash basin. What appears to be a tub. It's empty. And then some kind of odds and ends. Towels. Bowl for shaving. That kind of thing.
All right. I quietly shut the door and try the door on my right.
This appears to be some kind of a chapel. There appear to be pews. Kind of a lectern with a book on it. And a little sitting room.
Sitting room.
Fireplace, some chairs, a table, but no decoration, no anything that looks like this place has been lived in, with the exception of the book on the lectern. Lectern?
All right.
Podium.
I'll backtrack over to this door here and jiggle the handle.
A rather small, unassuming bedroom.
Okay. I'll quietly close the door and continue to head down the hallway until I can try this one.
Another small bedroom, also very, just completely unassuming.
I don't know. That one looks pretty assuming, actually.
It looks like it assumes a lot.
It's got a weird L shape. I don't know.
I'm gonna head on in. Can I get to the gray room from here? Or...
No. It's just like a stone wall.
Okay.
What are you looking for again?
The study.
The study.
Yeah, I'm gonna know this whole castle one day. Is there any way I can get into this gray room here? This
Still
gray
no. Stone wall as well.
Interesting. That's a set of stairs down there in the sitting room area, right?
Fireplace. Yes, through there. I didn't. I meant to block that off. Yes, it's a door. Through the chapel.
All right, I'm gonna head back down there.
Okay.
And start walking up these stairs.
They seem to be sealed off, like they once were used, and then somebody built something on top of it and blocked the stairwell, leaving the big central staircase as the kind of only way up and down.
All right, that's fair. I'll head out over here and start kind of like making my way over to this side.
Making my way downtown. A dining room appears right off of the
He's choosing all the wrong rooms.
the hallway. Big table, a lot of chairs, probably close to a dozen. Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
I'll
shit.
walk through it and try this back door over here.
The kitchen appears. A lot of prep space. As you kind of gather your bearings around the house, it is adjacent to the food storage room that you encountered earlier.
Yeah, it is. I'm a little bit confused as to where that gray box room. I don't have any access to that. That's an outdoors situation.
I'm thinking that it would be on the second floor. The stairs in the middle with the few
That's cool.
guards.
Oh yeah, let's try the stairs in the middle. I'll start walking up.
As you make your way up the stairs, this guard, you're only going to see one of them, kind of splits and goes around. You're only going to see one of them, and this one does not kind of stiffen up as you approach. They stay perfectly still, strong, good posture, axe held like this. No admittance upstairs. What are you doing here?
I'm merely checking that everything is in order.
Commander did that earlier. Everything's fine up here. And you can see him kind of trying to peer in a little bit.
The more you check, the more secure it is. You seem to be doing an outstanding job.
That's how I got to guard the stairs. I don't let anybody by.
Well, you should be rewarded for that.
I have been. The Baron takes very good care of me.
Oh, I bet. But you could receive more with an accommodation. I can put one in for you.
Who are you? You're not my superior.
No. I am just a fellow soldier who appreciates efficiency.
What's your DC?
Let's see. Where do I find that?
It's 8 plus 2, so 10 plus your ability modifier, which is probably 3. So it's probably 13.
13, yeah.
Okay. Let me see your crest. When you do disguise self, how thorough is it?
It's as thorough as I am in looking into what I'm wearing.
Okay.
So unless I got a super good look at these guys, I probably don't have a crest.
That is what I thought. You do not belong upstairs. And I am beginning to question whether you belong at all. The Inquisitors of House Madani. We're quite good.
Well, I apologize for inciting paranoia. That was not the point. The point was to make sure all is well. And it is. So I will go. And I appreciate your time.
You do that, and they go back to being stone-faced and staring straight ahead.
All right. Now that I have gotten a close look of those guards, nice and up close style, I change into him on my way out.
Okay?
And then walk to this side.
They can see each other. Like, they're at the top of the same landing. Just
Oh, they can see each other.
yeah, they're back to back. It just for the kind of architecture of the house, they're gonna split and then come back together. It's the same, like I said, it's the same landing.
Okay. Makes sense. Do. Wow, now that's difficult to sort out, isn't it? Especially from a non-sneaky character.
We're gonna have to send in the rail cadam.
Yeah,
Damn.
I'm gonna start heading out.
Okay.
Kind of nod to the guards as I walk out.
They give you a nod, and then just as quickly as you kind of get out of like a respectable distance, go back to kind of the slouch up against the wall of the mansion.
I'll head back over here. Masaow was unsuccessful. The Inquisitors are inquisitive. So I pull the silver thing out of my hand and slap it in the hand of Rel. Harold Rel, you will have to do it.
All right.
But before you go,
Did you find the study?
Yes, I did. It's upstairs.
It's upstairs.
There are two nasty guards. Very rude.
At the study?
Straight at the end of the original hallway you walk into.
Okay.
But before you go, I want to make sure that Harold Rel is safe. And I touch your face. My eyes go black. I can now see through your eyes.
Yikes. Okay. What time of day is it?
It's mid-afternoon.
Um, are the guards on patrol, or are they just standing guards?
Standing sentry.
So, Manny, while I'm doing that, I have, I perceive through whatever forms of perception Rel has, and I'm blind and deaf to my own surroundings as long as I hold it.
Okay. And
You get like vertigo because I'm looking at you.
It is pretty at that point.
What was the other thing? All right.
Okay. Are there like windows?
Yeah, there appear to be a couple. Looks like the far southeast corner, the two rooms kind of flanking the front door.
How big is this object that I need to put in the room?
About the size of like half a grapefruit.
Half a grapefruit.
Cut side down.
Okay. Can I I don't know, can I go long way around to
Sure.
over here? Like just around to where these boxes are? They're like crates or boxes or something over here.
The ones that up against the house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there windows in that area?
There aren't.
There aren't.
They're just kind of storage.
Is there any windows
Oh, hold on.
in this
Is there a
area
window?
on this side?
Hold on. There might be.
It's farther
I
away.
can't see just because of where I did the thing. One of them does have a window.
Okay.
The more southerly box.
Can I sneak up to the box
Okay.
and climb up to the window? Like get on top of the box and then get up to the window?
Yep. I was like about yay high, waist high.
Okay. And can I open the window?
Yes. It slides open. You walk into what appears to be a very potentially assuming bedroom, all L-shaped and self-important.
Okay. I'll climb into the room. Okay. Can I peek out this door
Just kind of
and like
crack it and
just
do one of these?
yeah, just looking.
You look down the hallway. You don't see anybody. With your relatively high... Wait, hold on. Is this you? Your pretty decent passive perception. You hear the faint voice, just like a voice of somebody talking. It sounds like one side of a conversation. Or at least you only hear one voice.
Okay. And he said the study was up the stairs? Do I remember where were the stairs? Are they these things in the middle or
Yeah,
Yeah,
and there are two guards at the top of the stairs? Is that
Yes.
what's going on here?
jerks.
Okay.
Jerks.
And to be fair, we didn't know necessarily that the study was behind them. We just knew it wasn't on the first floor, and they were blocking the way to the second floor.
Can I from outside was there window access to the second floor?
No. All the ceilings in here are pretty high. The second floor windows are going to be about 25 feet above you.
Is okay. I didn't say it, but I meant to say that I took the orb thing,
Okay.
the tracking device or whatever I assume it is. Okay, if there's nobody in the hallway, I will sneak down here and just do a glancey-do down the halls to make sure.
You still don't see anybody. When you look to your right, you see obviously daylight coming in, an exterior door, and the silhouette of one of the sentries that you passed on your way, kind of in your roundabout path around the house.
Okay. I'm gonna continue. And continue to here. And what do I see?
You see what appears to be a grand foyer, very well lit, 4 large kind of decorative statues. And as you kind of you know, kind of take in what you can without actually being in the door frame. A guard sees you straight across the foyer. Hey, who are you? And makes his way over in your direction.
And are you? Because I guess Masaow is looking through your eyes, so I guess I don't need to keep my message pinging me every 6 seconds.
I'm kind of whispering to you what he's doing.
I'm going to
And you
be like, I'll just say, oh, finally, I was looking for somebody. And I pull out my badge. I whip out my badge and I go, well, Kadam here. I'm an inspector. I've been hired by the local guilds to look into the structure, the structural making of the building. You can see, and I point to my mark that I have, mark of the making. I'm supposed to be checking the structural integrity of this building, and I'm not liking what I'm seeing. Have you not been told? I was supposed to meet somebody.
Give me a deception check. Housing inspector.
No, I have nothing. It's 3. It's really bad.
It looks at your mark. What is House Cannith care? Don't they have their own problems like we do?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be inspecting the building to make sure that it's in good condition.
I'm gonna have to check with my lord. Wait right there.
Okay, sounds good.
And he kind of steps past, makes his way out, and you see him kind of disappear around the bend. You hear the sound of a door opening.
Is there is this a hall across from me, or is this just a dead end? Like straight across the foyer.
From west to east, as you
like
sit on the
over here, like over here.
Yeah, that's a straight shot. That's the kind of cut that he saw you through from the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And as he kind of makes his way around the corner, you hear a door open. Sorry to disturb you, Baron. Somebody from House Cannith is here, talking about the structural integrity of the mansion. And you hear this, like, kind of drunken, slurred voice. Sounds like I got bigger fucking problems than my house falling down. Yes, Baron. No. Bring him here. I want to fucking talk to him. See what's going on with House Cannith. Yes, right away, my lord. He comes back around the corner. You see him kind of awkward. Our lord is not well, as you know, from House Cannith. He lost somebody very close to him recently at the wedding, and he's commanded me to bring you to him. I would just ask some understanding of what he's going through, and understand that he may not be his best self right now, and not a reflection of the grand tradition of House Madani. But
I mean, my house is going through tragedy too. I understand.
okay, very, very well. And he's gonna start walking back down the hallway to the double doors, where he stops and stands there like a doorman, like he's just gonna open the door for you as you get close to it. And as he does, he opens the door out into the courtyard. You see a very nice, well-dressed man, obviously drunk, kind of mumbling to himself and stumbling to the side a little bit. I hear the from house. Oh, yeah, of course you are. Look at that thing on your face. Yeah. So what? The scion of House Cannith is killed, and your masters send you to come look at my house.
Well, this is a routine inspection, and even though our house is a little bit in disarray, I still have to follow my duties, I guess. So I'm here to just do my job.
Give me a deception check at advantage, because my man's pretty hammered.
Natural 20.
Well, we're two grieving houses. King is nowhere to be found. My son's murderer is dead, missing, who knows. King hasn't done anything about it. We have to stick together. Us, our houses.
Yeah, someone has it out for our houses, and in times like this, we gotta, be strong and support each other. Is there a bottle of booze around? One that's like not drunk?
Like in the courtyard in the vicinity?
Just in the vicinity.
In the alcove, you can see like a wine, like a kind of collection of wine bottles. Like my man was going to take his party on the road.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'm just gonna walk over and like pick up a bottle and be like, "Listen, here. Why don't we have a toast to departed close relatives?" And I'll just do my job and leave you to your peace.
All right.
And I
hey, while
pour
you're
him a
here,
glass.
let me ask you.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, your uncle probably. There's a lot of you fucks. Was he really making secret Warforged in Sharn? I always wanted to know. It sounds crazy because the king would be so pissed if he found out your uncle was still making Warforged. It's against the law.
Yeah, no.
Drink.
You know what? I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I sidle in a little closer.
Like leans in, but like
Yeah.
kind of afraid he's just gonna fucking fall into it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say, I probably shouldn't say this, but I think that there's some strange going on in the house. I'm not high enough to know, but that might be what they're doing. I think you're onto something.
Everybody's heard it. Bornell probably knows. He probably just makes a big deal out of it, but pretends that he doesn't know. He's probably fucking paying for it. I don't know. Just all I know is he hasn't done shit about my son being dead. He's supposed to be my best friend, and my son's dead. All of his kids are alive. Isn't that fucking convenient?
I guess so. Listen, I don't want to take too much more of your time. Clearly, this isn't the best of times, but if I could just have a moment to look in the study, I could quickly do my job, and then I can get out of your hair.
Study? I was just in there. It's boring in there.
Yeah, that's where one of the structural beams is, though, and I got to take a look at it. How it's making.
All right. He's like, it's right through that door, and he kind of like points generally, essentially like right across the courtyard. It's in there. Just be careful with my piano. It's expensive.
Okay.
I'm not very good, but I sit there and That's where I sit. I love the piano. You play the piano?
No, I wasn't ever gifted with musical talents.
Not the mark of music, huh? That's too bad.
Nope.
That's unfortunate. All right, well, to these troubled times.
Oh,
and our
here's
doomed
another.
houses-
Here's the bottle. It's a good vintage too. Look at that.
Damn right, it's a good vintage.
Pre-Mourning.
I'm rich. Damn right,
Yeah.
it's a good vintage. He takes like a big old swig, and as he does, he falls back like into the grass.
Run. Where am I going? Where did he point?
This one.
Okay. I kick open the. No, I don't. I just go into the room.
Hey, be careful of that
Open the
door.
door and
It's
quickly close
expensive.
it behind me.
This is
Is this a study?
very nice room with bookshelves, wood floors, his piano, a large chandelier, and on the piano you see some scribbles, or like a scroll with like writing on it.
With my gloved hand, I will open it and look at it real quick. Assuming it's not sealed.
It's not. It's kind of like half-ass folded. He was probably working on it while he was drunk.
Okay.
As you kind of unfold it in like very awful penmanship. Give me a perception check to see how well you can read drunken homie's shitty handwriting.
9.
You can make out a couple of words. The beginning starts dear red owl, and then it kind of like trails off into an illegible mess. A couple of the phrases that you pick up in order are ask too much, unwilling to aid, and then the king's name written very clearly, but for the most part the rest of it's like just an illegible mess.
Alright, well, that's not very useful. Is this a study?
That's what Drunky told you.
I guess so. I'll look in the piano.
Okay.
How does it look?
It, by how well polished the quality of the wood, you don't play piano, this looks to be a very expensive piano. But for the outside, for all of its polish and nice finishes, the inside appears very dusty.
Oh. It's a good spot, bro.
I'm gonna stick it in the piano.
Okay.
Without trying to disturb too much of the dust. I'm gonna get in there and just like find a convenient spot to like put it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It kind of sits in there nicely. You find a nice little spot for it. Amongst all of the very polished metal of the piano, this kind of shiny chrome orb doesn't seem to stick out too much. Just more nice metal inside of something that has nice metal on it. And it goes down gently. It's got a nice felt bottom so it doesn't slide. And yeah, outside you can hear what sounds like a very poorly out of tune song with all the words like slurred together, as it appears that the Baron is trying to sing a song.
Okay. I'm gonna go this way.
All right, back out into the hallway.
And I'm gonna step out over here.
Okay. The guard that lets you out sees you kind of come from the door, probably alerted by the sound of the door opening. All right, I'm sorry about the Baron.
No,
He's
no
going through
apologies
a
required.
rough time.
I'm just doing my job. I just need to well, I finished in that room over there, but if there's a storeroom, I could check that out, and then I should be finished.
Yeah, just right across from the study, we keep all the food in there. You don't think
Okay.
somebody's trying to poison us, do you?
No. I mean, that wouldn't be my job anyways. But then, do you think somebody's trying to poison you?
I don't know. The Baron's son was killed.
I mean, he wasn't poisoned.
Just because it's a wedding, you know. Whoever's out for us could be out for us.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm just here to check structural integrity.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, you know, this is a nice place. Got to keep it up.
Kind of squeezes by you. Yeah, just this way. Follow me.
Okay. And I'll go into the storeroom.
And it's a nice storeroom. You can see, like I said, kegs of ale or wine, some dried root vegetables. It's a little chillier in here. All the stone is exposed, probably to keep this room a little temperature.
I'm just gonna like feign inspecting the room. Oh yes. Oh well, there's a bit of a fault there. I'm gonna have to send somebody to fix that, and then I'll just like make a scribble on a notepad or something, and be like, well, I think that's gonna be it. This is just a cursory glance. I think someone else is gonna have to come and do a secondary inspection because I saw a little bit of maybe this hasn't been touched up recently, but hey, no problem. I'll send my buddy over to take care of it.
Yeah. I don't know how to say this, but the Baron seems to have taken a liking to you. This mutual kind of shared tragedy.
See.
When you do come back, could it be you? Perhaps it would do better for you to see the Baron in a better state.
Well, I can definitely ask my superiors.
Yes, and if it carries weight, tell him the Baron Madani requests your expertise.
Sounds good. I'll let him know.
Right.
I'm sure they can coordinate it. I'm just, you know, I don't pull the strings, but you know, I'm sure somebody else who does might be able to make that happen.
All right, very well. And if you're done here, you may follow me. I will.
Lead the way, good sir.
It makes his way back out through the hallway, down the black marble.
I shoot him in the back of the head. No.
Boom! Surprise!
Done with you. Conversation over.
I wanted those carrots. Back into the foyer, and eventually just to the front door, stopping to open the door like a doorman once again. And you tell the Baron's over at
Wait, when the door opens, does it make a squeaking sound?
Give me what do you want? Even it squeaks or odd it squeaks?
I don't know. Odd.
As he goes to open the door, these large, ornate doors, you can hear them struggling under their own weight as the hinges kind of, and
you
and
hear
like
that?
the impressive
Poor craftsmanship.
He kind of panics. Well, you tell the Barons at House Cannith that you're gonna need to come back here as soon as possible.
Probably. It sounds like, you know, maybe like the building's shifting and maybe it's getting a little. You find that the doors sometimes get stuck a little. They're hard to open.
The Baron can't deal with his house falling apart as well. He just lost
Yeah,
his
no,
son.
definitely not.
Right.
Definitely not.
Very well.
Well, I've made my notes. I'll probably see you soon.
Very well. Safe travels, and yeah.
And I'll
hurry back.
walk in this direction. Bye bye.
And everything's good. Have a great night. Bye. Um,
Yeah.
Got my trusty blackjack.
as the door opens, the guards on the outside are kind of startled to wonder how somebody, not one of them, managed to sneak by, but are put at ease by you being escorted by a guard, and you can hear them kind of mumble to each other, "Who the fuck was that guy?" They're like, "The house is falling apart, man." They're like, "Shit, I knew it." You can hear them kind of
Shitty
worried.
house.
You can hear them kind of worried and like suddenly looking at the overhang, seeing if there's any like chipped stone that they don't want to like fall on them. As you make your way, you just hear them kind of panicking, having conversations about like how everything in the house is like falling apart and they knew it and they were all gonna die.
That sounds about right. There we go. Mission accomplished.
Okay. And yeah, you're gonna get a safe distance away. Kai, Masaow, what are you guys gonna do? You're gonna hang out in the bushes until he's like gone. You're gonna meet up.
I'm gonna shake off the spell and tell Kai he's leaving. We should catch him.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Is to follow him, kind of not trying to make it obvious, but get going that way.
All right. Rel, as you're just gonna like just unbroken stride, right? Just I'm getting the fuck out of here, yeah. You make your way back into the kind of more city part of Rote, away from this very large estate. The hustle and bustle begins once again, and as if out of nowhere, 3 little envelopes all kind of flutter their way in and appear floating directly in front of you.
I'll take mine.
Okay.
Yeah, Kyle.
Take a look.
It is the wax seal. It's piece of paper folded and then sealed. The seal is a red wax seal of the Dark Lanterns insignia. Inside, it is a letter from Lieutenant Torfin. The Dear Dark Lanterns, Dark Lantern. We are most pleased with your success in New Seer. The prince was very relieved that you aided him in his trouble and has decided to repay the debt to the king and the Dark Lanterns with some information. Please meet me at my tower immediately.
I cannot wait to see Torfin. She is dedicated.
Kai is a little nervous.
Like
Like her. She has lovely skin.
You guys are just gonna head over to Torfin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's start walking.
Okay. You're gonna make your way a little bit inside the castle grounds. The men at the gate, familiar with you, that walk as you belong. They open the gates right up, and you can see from the kind of window of this 3-story tower. It's not a tower per se, but still, it's a tower. Tower-light, tower-ish. You see the very kind of beautiful, depending on your point of view, visage of Lieutenant Torfin in her robes, with her fire red hair, almost appearing to have flames in her eyes as you enter the tower.
Yeah.
In this booming, disembodied voice that sounds like Torfin's. My office, 2nd floor. Now.
We shouldn't stand around for much longer. We should go.
Okie dokie.
I'll start walking in that direction.
Let's go.
You make your way upstairs. A door in the hallway appears like half open. And from it, you get a very subtle kind of scent of charcoal, smoke, burning wood. Like very light. Not like something's on fire, but just that I've been sitting around a campfire for a couple of hours, now I smell like it. You get that smell coming from the door.
Intriguing.
Door's on fire.
Do you not smell that? Jesus, lady. Before you make your way into the door, it blows completely open, and you see Torfin kind of standing there in what appears to be like this one singed portion of her carpet.
Hello, Lieutenant Torfin. Did we come at a bad time?
I'm a lieutenant in the King's Dark Lanterns. It's always a bad time. Get in here. And as you make your way in, she just effortlessly kind of flicks her hand and door slams shut. His Majesty is quite pleased with your work in New Seer. We believe it may help restart a relationship that has been frayed of late. The king does not forget people who help him with his problems. And as in helping the king, we also seem to have helped Prince Orgev. He has repaid your favor with a bit of information that he heard from the Countess on her way home, that she encountered what appeared to be Swords of Liberty in a very small town on the way to Xandrar. Let me pull up the map here. I was like, I do have a British map, don't I? Yep. Cool.
Interesting. You should wipe them out.
She tells you just east along the road to Chavalant. I'll point it out up here. There appear to be wagons and wagons of money headed.
White dragons. Wagons.
Of money heading along the road, escorted by Swords of Liberty. We've done some preliminary investigations of some other Dark Lanterns out that direction. They have been spotted recently. And she looks around, making sure nothing's around. The king wants that money and has commanded you to steal it for the crown.
Yes.
We're stealing the money from the wagons?
Yes. You were to hijack the caravan, steal the gold, and return it to His Majesty, so that not only to strike a blow at the Swords of Liberty, but to help aid in His Majesty's attempt to rid the nation of these terrorists.
Yes, terrorists.
Well, do you have any other clues that we can work off of?
We will send you to a safe house. As always, your fixer on the other end will secure your location, and we will send you as soon as we know something. In the meantime, I would ask you to retire to your apartments that you have been furnished with inside of the castle, and await further instruction.
How long of a trip is this probably going to take?
The teleportation circle is the kind of key thing, so relatively instantaneous.
Oh, okay. There's a teleportation circle to the place.
They're getting one ready.
Oh, okay.
Or the same kind of deal as New Seer. They're going to set you up as close to your real kind of place as safely possible. That's kind of how they work.
Well, it sounds like rest is due then, and we can prepare for our journey.
Okay. She hands you all a set of keys. It's just behind the tower. It's not much, but it will serve as your safe house within the castle. If you ever need anything, that is the emergency fallback, and from there you will be free of the prying eyes of the plebeian city guard and the regular army. Only Dark Lanterns and His Majesty have access to your house.
Perfect.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to look into this caravan that needs to be liberated from these terrorists on behalf of His Majesty, and I must contact Cass, see if they can help you.
Sounds good.
Very well. You may go inspect your new house and await further instruction.
All right, mission accepted.
Okay. And she kind of shows you out. The door magically opens once again. You can even hear the door on the ground floor open. And as you walk out, the smell of charcoal and burnt wood all kind of dissipate, and make your way out of the tower into the kind of around to the back. You see a really nice kind of 2-story cottage built in white stone, I believe. Depending on how long this takes. It is made of. It's not done yet. That's why you guys want. That's why it's not in the owlbear. But gray stone walls. Very kind of unassuming. Probably was once like a cottage or a carriage house for somebody in the castle, on the castle grounds. Seems to have been repurposed. Just as you make your way inside, you see brailish blue and yellow carpet, and what appears to be a very nice house, suited for the needs of some of Braylon's finest soldiers / spies / ambassadors. And with the addition of your new house, that's where we will leave it for tonight. Very nice job. Banged out 2 missions for the king tonight.
Aha.
Bing, bang, boom.
And then, your next mission will be to rob a caravan. Huh? Nice.
Oh.
Very CIA of you. All you need to do is plant some crack on them on your way out the door. All right, so that was it. Our first stream of the new year. Brand new characters, still great players, great role play as always, and a plot that I hope got a little more interesting, if not subtly, tonight. Before we get out of here, I say this every week. These are great role players. We have a great game, and I'm thankful to have them. But behind these characters are even better people. This is a chance for everybody just to kind of give us a little bit about themselves when they're not playing badass characters pretending to be housing inspectors or other guards. Tonight, let us start with Masaow. Tell us about Tenta.
I am Tenta. I love wrestling and metal and fighting and just all those fun things. I'm 38. I'm married to a beautiful lady. I got 2 cat babies. And I work at a grocery store. And just, that's me. Pretty simple kind of guy. But I'm definitely proud to be a part of this group. And even more proud now than ever. And glad to be a part of it.
How you like Masaow? Feel good?
Masaow feels good. He's a nutter, and that feels good in a fun way. He's creepy, and that's cool.
All right, awesome. Rel, tell us about Dustin, and we definitely used your background feature tonight.
A little bit.
Yeah, like yeah. Little flake fashy badgy. Tell us about the great man that's Dustin.
Yeah, I'm Dustin. I love the fantasy and the video games and the Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm just a server and a bartender currently, but one day hoping to pursue a career in that field in some capacity. We'll see. Yeah, that's it. You know, just getting my way through this COVID shenanigans and staying sane.
Feel seen. How you feel about Rel?
Yeah, he's cool. I think he'll be more cohesive and interesting as time goes on.
We'll see, especially when things get kind of crazy around season 2. And last and not least, our 2-time gnome and one consistent character through this campaign so far, 5 episodes down. Kai, tell us about the awesome theory crafter and smart D&D guy that I talked to about things not on this show.
So I'm Landon Baker. I'm married to a beautiful wife, and I got 2 Saint Bernard. I call them puppies, but they're fully grown now. My male outweighs me. My female outweighs her. So, you know, they like to sleep on the bed with us. So let me tell you,
you sleep in the bed with them, bro.
Yeah, exactly. They take up the majority of the space. Well, they think they're lap dogs, so they just like pile on top of us, and I'm like, please, need to breathe.
You're heavy. You're crushing daddy.
But yeah, it was a year ago that, well, just over a year ago, really, when I applied to this campaign. I didn't know these people, any of them, and I have to say that it was like the best thing that's happened to me in a long time is to join this group. I really enjoyed it. Definitely the best Dungeons & Dragons group I've played with, and I consider all these people friends now. I was so nervous before I actually joined, but now I'm just so glad.
What
so,
if the DM's a psycho?
Well, now that it's the 1-year anniversary, I just want to say I appreciate all you all, and thanks for having me.
We love you, buddy. Special shout out to, like I said, our boy Lou. Lou's been my friend like in real life for going on 10 years. We play Dungeons & Dragons together. I love these guys, and I'm glad that we're here, but still a little part of us feels missing without our boy. Hopefully he'll be back with us at some point. Landon kind of alluded to it. Tomorrow is actually the 1-year anniversary of our first game, episode 1 of Rime of the Frost Maiden, January 12th, 2021. So tomorrow, for our 1-year anniversary, we are going to be celebrating by starting our other new campaign. It's a limited series, about 24 episodes with a bunch of our Wednesday players from One Shot Wednesdays. We've gotten together, and we're going to tell Dynasty of Dragons, a high-level limited campaign. Very emphasis on Dungeons and Dragons of all things. We're very excited for it. For our 1 year anniversary tomorrow, the idea that a Dungeons and Dragons group sticks together like we have for a year, or that we can essentially turn this group, the group that this whole channel started with, into now another campaign and potentially a third this year, is absolutely mind-blowing. Like Landon said, these three players are people I had never met before putting out a Reddit post for Landon and Dustin, and then Tenta and I met on Twitter talking about wrestling and D&D. And so, just like Landon said, the odds of getting 3 people off of Reddit and not having them be psychopaths, pretty sure is pretty high. So to dodge that bullet and to have the great group that I do, I am so thankful. We're going to get something going with our Wednesday crew tomorrow that we're very excited for. Hopefully you can tune in and check us out for that. We've done enough. This was our first stream of the year. A little rusty, some tech issues. I'm so happy to be back. I cannot wait for tomorrow. So if you can't join us tomorrow, 7 o'clock Eastern time for Dynasty of Dragons, check us back here next Tuesday night for episode 6 of Tranquility's Twilight, followed by Dynasty of Dragons Wednesday. That's our regular schedule. YouTube will be available Mondays and Tuesday afternoons. Everybody, thanks for watching. So glad to be back. We'll see you, if not tomorrow night, we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.